We have more revelations from Michael Wolff's book, Fire and Fury. It hasn't been released yet, but we are hearing about more and more excerpts. And one of the more recent excerpts that has been covered has to do with Hope Hicks, the communications director in the Trump administration, and her on-again, off-again relationship with Corey Lewandowski. Now, apparently, during the campaign, there was a time when Hicks was very concerned with the way the press was talking about Lewandowski, and she pondered out loud what she could do to help. Now, let me give you the exact portion of the book and what it says about this whole situation. Hicks sat in Trump Tower with Trump and his sons, worried about Lewandowski's treatment in the press and wondering aloud how she might help him. Trump, who otherwise seemed to treat Hicks in a protective and even paternal way, looked up and said, "Why? You've already done enough for him. You're the best piece of tail he'll ever have," sending Hicks running from the room.
Okay, so I think the context of this makes it even worse, because Hope Hicks is one of Trump's closest confidants. And the book explains, and other reports had already shown this, that Hope is one of the few people he trusts and that listens to him and that is a comforting voice and that tells him, "You're right, and hey, here's how we can fight back," and sometimes talks him out of bad ideas. Now, does that mean I like Hope Hicks? No, I don't want people consoling Donald Trump or helping them, and so she's a right winger who is, in this camp. So I got no interest in protecting her overall. But she's a human being, and she's there for you throughout all of this stuff, and she trusts in you. And in another part of the book, they talk about, since Melania is completely absent from the White House. Now, I don't know that this is the right way to frame it, but it's what it says in the book. That Ivanka has become the actual wife and Hope Hicks has become the actual daughter. Now, I'm uncomfortable with that framing, but that's what insiders are saying about the Trump White House. But it's relevant in this case because that's how close they are. And he still says, "Oh, you're the best piece of tail you ever got."
Yeah, he minimizes her to a piece of tail. And it doesn't surprise me. What is more surprising to me, because of my own mindset and the way that I would handle a situation like that, is just this weird complicit behavior and this acceptance of his statements, his rhetoric, his degradation of women. I mean, I don't know, maybe she did call him out, maybe she aggressively did so and we're just unaware of it. But I just feel like, and I hate to, put you in this context, but just to give you an example, if you ever talk to me like that, ever, like first of all, you've never even come close. But if you ever did, like done, that means that you see me as nothing more than a piece of tail. It makes me feel like an object, and I don't want to work for someone or be consoling someone who sees me that way. And so I wish more right-wing women would speak out against this type of rhetoric. Even if you support his policy ideas, even if you agree with his ideology, at least push back on this, because you're better than that, you're worth more than that.
So now, one of Trump's supporters, of course, jumps in and says that the president frequently curses and uses off-color sayings. No, that's not the issue here. Nobody's getting on anybody for cursing or for even making off-color jokes that aren't personal like this. So it's that distinction. I hate the way they blur that line. So the Access Hollywood tape, it wasn't that he talked about genitalia. It wasn't that he was cursed or that he was joking. It's that he said, "No, I physically grabbed them. I grabbed their genitalia and I don't ask for permission." That was the issue, not the language, not the cursing, not any of that, right? And even in this case, I mean, look, people disagree about this, and I don't want to get into all the different lines, but if he was making a joke about tail or whatever and Hope is comfortable with it, that's between them and I'm not gonna judge. But when he's joking, when he says it about her and she's obviously uncomfortable, she ran out of the room. Like, if you can't see that that's an issue, then you're never gonna see it. You just watched a video by the Young Turks, the home of the revolution. If you'd like to get the full show, come join us and become a member. tytnetwork.com/join.